video is the continuation of the episode Views on Functional and Dysfunctional Relationships. We're going to begin this video by talking about the pros and cons of being married. Now let's talk about the good that can come from being married. Let's assume that your marriage is going well and you all have a relatively functional relationship. So the good part about this is let's take for example the first point, which is the financial benefits. Most married people do understand that when you are married, there's obviously more money that's coming in. Your gross monthly income is a lot higher than what it would be if you were single or if you were just dating someone. Then you tend to share rent, you tend to save, you tend to go on vacations and plan a lot of events that have financial implications. The next point is that you have a strong support system. This is essential when life gets hard. Having a strong support system is one of the benefits of being married. This can also happen if you have good friends and if you have a dependable romantic partner. However, when you are married, this concrete foundation and you tend to depend on your partner and vice versa a lot more than you would otherwise. And this is a good thing because you just assume that your partner will help you through everyday concerns and the stresses that are involved in living life. And this is a good thing because without being able to depend on someone for support, it is quite hard and nobody needs to go through life like that. So that is something that comes with the dynamic of being in a married relationship. The next point is you get to share your life in its entirety. So whatever happens in your life, depending on who you are and how much you want to share, how much you may be comfortable to share. Some people want to share more than they can, and some people want to share a lot less because some people just want to be private, no matter who they are with. And being able to share your life with somebody else is quite a big deal. And your joys and your sorrows and your good days and your bad days and your achievements and your failures, it's a big deal, and this is quite essential to your personality and how you develop as an individual. The next point is the fact that you can build and you can experience a life with someone else. So what happens is when you're not married, you're always concerned about finding the right person. If you found the right person, you're always concerned about getting this cemented and getting this fixed. Now, this does not happen when you're already married. When you're married, you're concerned about what the next step is, how you can progress to the next level. Examples of this is like you're thinking about buying houses, you're thinking about investments, you're thinking about retirement finances, you're talking about having children, and all this allows you to grow in your life, and these are things you can't really experience if you are not married or you don't have a life partner who is committed to you. The next point is society just happens to be most supportive, and they tend to celebrate married couples. For example, it's easier to get loans at the bank. It's easier to get visas, to get a permanent residency in a country. Society just becomes a lot more welcoming when they look at a family rather than a single person. Now, the last point is that because you are a partner in life of your spouse and their well-being may directly link to your well-being. This means that the concern they have for your well-being and your happiness and is genuine. And this is important because there are times when you may want to make certain decisions based on what you want, and this goes the same for your spouse. They may want to make certain decisions based on what they want. Although when both of your lives are linked together, the decisions both of you all make will have direct impacts on each other. And that is why the concern eventually turns out to be genuine. So this is some of the good points about being married. Let's talk about the bad points about being married. For some people, this is quite important. And it in fact is important because married life is not always fun and games. It's not always security. In fact, for different people, it means different things. And sometimes it could be quite the opposite. Married life is not meant for everyone. You need to understand that if you are that person who is not meant to be married, then you really shouldn't. Not because of social or family pressure, and not because of anyone talking you into it. So, the first thing is that married life can be extremely stressful. And this happens if you have unhealthy relationships with your in laws or an unhealthy relationship with your partner. This could work itself up to something that's humongous, and it could have real world consequences financially, economically, emotionally, sexually, everything. And this is something that you need to understand when you are getting married, that things could go sideways, and you need to be very appreciative of all the good that can come from marriage. You need to understand that you need to keep your married life 100% healthy, because if it's not, then it could be a problem for you. The next thing you need to keep in mind is that people can change. What this means is that when you find someone you love and you intend to marry them, that's your biology. You tend to find somebody who your body and your mind find attractive. And then once you do, you feel like you want to make the rest of your life work with this person, and that's all well and good. However, you need to understand that people can change, because that's one of the aspects of being a human being. We can change. So you need to understand that your level of intimacy, your sexuality, your emotional, physical, whatever needs that you have could take a back seat, because this person who is transformed into a different person may not look at you the same way, may not understand you the same way, may not even treat you the same way. And you need to be vigilant and ready for something like this. You may be able to talk it out, which is the healthy way to go about it. You may be able to go to therapy about it. However, you need to understand that this is quite possible. The next thing is about priority. When you are in a relationship, you expect your partner to keep you as their top priority. But sometimes this may not be the case, and you may not be your partner's top priority. And you need to understand that this is okay. If it's not okay, then you should talk about it. These things could happen. The next thing is broken marriages and how devastating it could be, how detrimental it could be to your personality and your life. First of all, broken marriages are extremely hard to recover from. So, for instance, let's assume that you all go through financial disasters. You all have mistrust in the relationship, cheating, promiscuity, and you'll end up hating each other. If you do have children, unfortunately, the children end up suffering all that is going on between the husband and wife. And this is a very dangerous and a very detrimental situation for everyone. So, hopefully, this is not something that should happen. Then you should definitely seek help as soon as possible. But this is something that can happen, and it has happened with a lot of people I know. Now, the last point that I have is once you marry someone, getting out of this marriage in case things go wrong is quite hard. You have families involved. You have people who have invested their time and their energy and their emotion and their effort and their finances. They've invested their lives into keeping you together. All this would be for nothing. And because of this, you tend to think twice and thrice and four times and five times. And you understand that this may not be worth getting out of. But at the same time, you may put yourself as like a second priority, and this could be a gamble in some cases. So a bad marriage is difficult to get out of, and this is something that you should be aware of. This is where I will conclude my video, and these are the thoughts that I've had. If you have something that you would like to say, please do so in the comments, and I will get back to you. And I know most of my subscribers, and I appreciate your viewership. I look forward to your review, and I look forward to making more videos. If you all have something in mind that you want me to cover, I would love to do that. This is the episode Views on Functional and Dysfunctional Relationships of the series Relationship Analysis. Thank you for watching the KC Conversation, and have a nice day.